What's up guys, this is Forrest and welcome to Gaming Redux. Today's video is the unboxing of a timeless classic amongst the gaming community, the PlayStation 2, and pretty much essentially the PHAT model PlayStation 2. This system has sold over 155 million units worldwide since its release in 2000. And it's 23 years essentially, just about 23 years since this system came out. So today's video, I decided to go ahead and unbox this find that I got last week of a PlayStation 2 PHAT in box. While this is not sealed, this might as well be. You're going to see what I mean in just a second. This system is in really good condition. It's pretty incredible. And so for this video, I decided let's go ahead and go down memory lane with this unboxing video. I also have a couple of games over here that are not open that sort of streamlines this a little bit more, but encompasses something that I think a lot of us who grew up in that time period remembers the PlayStation 2 pretty well. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. This is the original box that this system came in. And you can probably see the condition of the box. Yes, there's a couple of dents in the corner, more so right here, but besides that very noticeable spot of dings and dents on the box, the rest of it is actually in really good shape, and I'm very, very impressed with that. So as you can probably tell from the front of the box here, you got the PlayStation 2 logo. Nothing indifferent about that. That's what most of the PlayStation 2 PHAT models look like, depending on if you bought certain models that came with certain things, bundles, Final Fantasy bundles, things like that at the time. So unless you got something cool with the edition, this is the standard box. So turning around the side of the box, you can see PlayStation 2 logo. And like I said, this box is in really good shape. It's pretty mind-boggling. You don't typically see them in this condition anymore. And on the back of the box, this one here is actually not like the others. Most of them had some gaming of some type up here, showcasing what may have come out that year or year prior. But in this case, I'm thinking it's one of the earlier PlayStation 2s that did not have enough game releases to show what was released. And so as you can see, with the original PlayStation seal sticker up here, which is still intact and in really good shape considering how old it is. Sorry for editing this out because I didn't realize the light got kind of bright here. But in the box here, you should have your contents with the controller, the console itself, AV cables, AC power cord, and printed materials. This box, as I mentioned before, I didn't realize the issue with the light is that how well maintained this box is. Again, I can't stress enough. The only issue with the box on the other side of the box is just this corner here. That's the only real issue with it. Aside from that, this is about as good as it's going to get, quite honestly. So let's go ahead and take a look inside the box, guys. I think that is the highlight here, more so than anything. So normally when you get a new PlayStation 2, or back in the time, you would open the box up here and you'd be greeted with the cables. This is what I mean. That is cool to see that this stuff is still wrapped up in its bag. Look at that. That is the power cord and the actual cable came combined together like that. This is absolutely just incredible. Here's the controller in the original bag. I am not sure whoever owned this before. I gotta say, I'm very stunned on that. Very, very. You can see the box interior is actually in really decent shape. Which is going to give you an idea of how decent this console really is when I take it out of the box. It's going to show that whoever owned it Really took care of it. And obviously the color of my camcorder is not representative, sorry, of what the actual color of the box looks like, because I tried getting the color correction on this camcorder as best close to what I could. Still not quite perfect. It's better than what it was, I can promise you that. So, after taking this stuff out of here, the next step is getting to the manual, which is right here. So, the manual, which is even cooler. So, the feet. This person took the feet off to not damage the feet and put them inside this bag. But as you can see here, there is the printed materials for this console. You have the important Sony information, questions about problems with the PlayStation 2 right there. And you have the information software guide. You also have the PlayStation's subscription to PlayStation Underground and the manual. You wouldn't get the feet obviously down here, but the fact that this person who owned it prior took the feet out to preserve the condition of them is quite impressive. So I gotta say, that alone to me speaks volumes. Well, before I get to that point, the PlayStation 2 usually had the serial number under the bottom of the system down here, where you can visibly see it through the bottom of the box, that hole indentation. You can see it there, which is just how the system was sold. So when taking it out of the box, you obviously want that to stay the same way. And, well, actually, you can see right there, there's a system down there. Complete wrapping of the system inside the box. You remove this piece here. There's the system. And I'm pretty sure this does not come with the PlayStation 2. This thing down here at the very bottom. If I can grab it. This is actually the online startup disc version 3.0. This would have been for games like Hot Shots Golf, Gran Turismo 4, SOCOM 2 Navy SEALs, ATV Off-Road Fury 3, MLB 2005, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal because it did have an online component, Killzone, and Gretzky's NHL 2005. And of course, Final Fantasy 11. Okay, so let's get to the system here inside the box. Let me put this to the side. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close the box back up. But this is absolutely very cool. It's one thing when you get a new system and pay a lot of money for it, especially if you're a collector and you want to have a sealed system, which, give or take, some people may or may want that, may or may not want that. But in my situation, just finding this, to me, it speaks words. Now, this is what a unboxed PS2 would look like if we were back 20-something years ago, or whenever this system came out. This one is just impeccable. The fact that controller here, cable and wires are still wrapped in this bag. We have the actual manual. And of course, this one came with startup disc. Let's take a look at the system inside, guys. This is absolutely cool. Trying not to waste a lot of time on this, but I know I'm making the build up to be more so than what it is. So we'll take one side off here. Take the other side off here. When I show you the condition of this PS2, you're going to be surprised. Because I know I was. I was definitely surprised. And it may leave some fingerprints on it because it's in such, like, seriously, I haven't even wanted to turn the system on because I already have a PS2 already out of the box. So for me, this is more so just to have as I guess the novelty, the nostalgia of just having a PlayStation 2 complete. So let's take a look. Look at that. That is a very well maintained, well cleaned, not scratched PlayStation 2. That is absolutely incredible. And what's even cooler is, normally I don't like to show serial numbers, but if you look at the number, which is that number 122355 or whatever it's called. Yeah, I'm sorry, 12355. The reason that's important is you're going to see the box for the PlayStation 2 is also, no, it's upside down, but it's 123551. The exact same number of the PlayStation 2 here, which means that this is the original system that came with the box. And not only that, here's the bottom of it. See, it's not scratched either. Unfreaking believable. This PlayStation 2, man, is just in such great condition. Absolutely. I mean, again, you don't normally see systems like this anymore. Not PS2s especially. Not in the condition that this one's in. So, there is that. And like I said, because the system was used, the controllers obviously has some wear. But the fact that the controller still has the original bag it came in, I mean, it's not in bad shape at all either. It's just, which again, just shows the level of care that this system was taken in. I honestly cannot really believe that a console that like this survived this long in the shape it's in. It's unheard of. But guys, I can't stress enough, this is probably a good example of a PlayStation 2 in my eyes. I'm gonna zoom the camera out just a little bit here, because I want to show you guys some games over here that I think you might like as well. So I picked up some recently sealed PlayStation 2 games to kind of make this feel more back in the day. We have Digital Devil Saga 2 here, which is a really cool JRPG by Atlas. They made some incredible games on the PlayStation 2 that are just historic to this day. And we don't have these on the PlayStation 4 digital store. They are available on PS3's digital store, but they're very hard to download these days. But you can still get them relatively cheap and inexpensive, along with the first game, Digital Devil Saga, which are both sequel stories, so you do need to play one to experience the other one. I have a sealed copy here of Eureka 7 Volume 2, The New Vision. This one includes voice acting. I know the first Volume 1 does not. So this really sort of adds to the immersion of the story. You are a pilot that rides on like this sort of, I guess like a surfboard, but you're hovercrafting in this competition, but it's more to the story than just that. But it's a pretty cool game. I figured that would be cool to have. A new sealed copy of Resident Evil Code Veronica X. This is a really cool thing to have as well, because this is the only game that has not been remastered. Resident Evil 4 Remake was recently released. But Code Veronica is a game in the series that I think just doesn't get a lot of attention. It really adds to the series with Claire and Chris in the introduction to the first fight with Wesker. So that, I think, is something that's not stated enough about. If this game specifically got remade, I think would be a cool thing to see. Finally, Persona 3 FES. They recently released the portable version of Persona 3, but to me, I pretty much prefer this for the answer portion of the story. expanded content to that, and of course the more difficulty that added, and of course the original part of the game story of Persona 3. And of course there's games over there that I can't reach to, but I'll try. Tales of Legendia, which is a really cool one there. Wild Arms 5, which is one of the harder games to get on PlayStation 2. But my God, is it worth every minute of it. Wild Arms 4. You really can't go wrong with some Wild Arms games for sure. Alter Code F. Wild Arms Alter Code F. It's a remake of the first Wild Arms game. It's very controversial, but it's pretty expensive now. And lastly is Xenosaga 3. Well, that speaks for itself. That's probably a more expensive game on PlayStation 2. But realistically, at the end of it all, guys, this here is a great example of a PlayStation 2 complete in box. Absolutely in really good condition. With its controller, it's in good condition as it is. I'm happy with this. And I decided really, truly that I'm not really going to use this PlayStation 2. Because to me, it's just something cool to keep around. I'm going to get a little container to put the PS2 in and keep it in this box. Oh, almost gotta put that back in there. But yeah, so this here will just be what it is, man. It's just a cool novelty. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not something extravagant, but this to me was cool. I wanted to show you guys this. I think for the condition this PlayStation 2 is in, again, it is just in such great condition. I can't state enough that preserving stuff like this is something truly special to me. And I think that I figured you guys would probably like to see this video of a complete retro unboxing of a PlayStation 2 in 2023. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you next time.